back to another episode of Poker After Dark. That's right, we're playing Jinteki again, and the mind games begin. So this is my starting hand, and I draw this. So what will you do with this starting hand? Take a moment and think about it. 2 cerebrals, 2 charms, 1 celebrity gift, and 1 false lead. What I ended up doing in the game was to show my 5 cards with celebrity gift and place a charm on R&D, intending to put another charm above it the next turn. So double charm would be a very threatening server that costs only 3 to install and rest. But now that I think about it, in hindsight, that was a horrible idea, because any runner seeing that would instantly run HQ 4 times straight, destroying both your cerebrals and scoring your false lead. That is a horrible, horrible thing to let happen. I was very lucky, I got off very scot-free. He drew the charm instead of my other 3 cards. However, that means that with his imp out, he was able to trash the charm and prevent me from securing R&D safely. So what I did was to play mind games, install advance. Do you think it's a cerebral? You don't know. Then I realized he could tell by running HQ many times and seeing what cards there were in HQ. But instead, he just blindly runs on my remote and he scores a false lead. Well, my mind games failed there. Off to a not very good start, and I draw another cerebral overwriter. Well, that was definitely begging to go in the remote, so I installed advanced it. Then I realized that this is quite good, because if the runner decides to run HQ multiple times, they'll see both cerebrals and think that this is not a cerebral. The chances of it being a cerebral is very low once you've already seen 2 of them. Instead, again, he plays recklessly, he runs into the remote and gets impaled for 2 brain damage. So now his max hand size is 3, which is really good. Anytime he hits a snare without drawing up first, he's going to be down to 0 cards. So he assaults HQ, which he should have done much earlier, but now that he's doing it, it leaves me in a very tough spot. Now he knows that all 3 cerebrals are out of the game. In this deck, I do not run Jackson Howard to recurse my traps, so that's out. I can't play my shell game anymore. I cannot install advance, because install advance is not a threat. The biggest threat that can be is a fetal AI, which you would still give up for 2 agenda points. That's not good. So I could only stall the game by icing up. Well, if you consider pop-up window as icing up, not really. But I start drawing into lots of money cards, 2 restructures in my hand right now, and I have 9 credits. I'm just waiting for me to cross the threshold and start gaining all that burst money. Meanwhile, my runner opponent is doing his Levi AR lab access shenanigans, recursing all his programs, all his self-modifying codes and everything. I don't know. I don't care. I just need to get my money into the green zone while drawing up more cards, hopefully more ice, to deter him from running my centrals. He finally runs R&D, which has been unprotected all this time. If he had been paying any sliver of attention, he would have known that it was a worthless charm. So, yeah, he should have locked R&D down every turn, but instead he was too busy drawing up and doing his funny stuff. So now I start drawing up heavily now that I have a lot of money, and now I have more options. I have 3 money cards, 1 of each celebrity gift, restructure and hedge fund, and a Fenris, which is really great to see. Another brain damage. Fenris is so good in Jinteki. It was almost made for Jinteki, you could say. The only drawback is the 2 influence costs. It's so good because you get a brain damage as long as they don't have any sentry breakers out, and the bad part can be mitigated with clone retirement. It's so good for Jinteki, and it only costs 4 to rest. Meanwhile, R&D lockdown continues, and he hits a fetal AI. He's down to 1 card, but I don't have double neural EMP in hand, so the game goes on. I need to stop the bleeding of R&D, so Fenris goes on top. And I decide to use restructure. I'm not very comfortable with showing my hand to him with celebrity gift. I have 2 celebrity gifts. I'm not comfortable with showing him because I want him to run R&D. I want him to run HQ. I want him to run into the snare. Now, I finally draw another agenda, finally, clone retirement. That's going to get scored next turn. And I have I'm swimming in a flood of credits right now, so no problem. I just need to keep drawing ice, keep drawing agendas, and start scoring them. Although scoring agendas is easier said than done, because now I cannot masquerade them as cerebral overwriters. He pulls out his fairy, which will threaten to bypass my Fenris. So I need to get myself in a position whereby I can res Fenris and he has nothing to break the subroutines of Fenris. That can be done with my power shutdown. However, as soon as I wanted to do that, he installs the SMC. So now he has two programs that can break the subroutines of Fenris, and I need to use power shutdown to get rid of one of them and to bait out the other. To do that, I've installed the Neuro Katana on top of R&D to draw out one fairy. In the meantime, I score yet another clone retirement. The game's pace is still very slow. Exile is still doing lots of drawing, trying to get money, but yeah, he's not playing very aggressively. I don't really have much idea what he's doing. He installs a snowball very blindly, even though I have no barriers on the table at all. I install a swordsman, thinking that I can bait him into running my remote with a snare inside, knowing that he's a very reckless runner. Seeing this, he should think that there is agenda ready to be scored, but he doesn't take the bait. Wasted snare. And now I start drawing even more agendas. Seeing that he is not intent on running, I install a 3-1 agenda, unorthodox predictions, to the remote, hoping that it doesn't run on it. And can only hope that he doesn't. Let the mind games begin. Indeed. He continues drawing up and installing a imp, which threatens to trash my power shutdown and Neuro EMP, which is pretty dangerous. I need to have those as weapons against him. But he doesn't run the remote after all, and I'm able to score it next turn. Since it's unorthodox predictions, I can pick one of the 3 ice subtypes to prevent them from being broken the next turn, which was actually very important because it so happened that turn I drew a clone retirement into hand. This clone retirement must make it on the table for install advance next turn. So by choosing Sentry, I'm telling him, you better not run on any unrest ice. It could be a Neuro Katana, you're gonna take 3 net damage. That's not nice. So this one turn of safety bought me the time and space to score clone retirement the next turn. There's no way he's gonna run blindly. Even though the ice above my HQ is a lowly pop-up window, by choosing Sentry, since it's unrest, he will have a very, very hard time justifying any runs on HQ. So there's no way he's gonna run HQ. And sure enough, he doesn't. However, last turn he ran Archives, as you might have noticed. That was my call to power shut down the fairy. I had to do that. I must make sure that he's punished for running into my sentries. So the fairy has got to go. Even though that means having to delay the scoring of clone retirement by 1 more turn. And he continues his economy / cut draws shenanigans, using Levi AR Lab Access to recycle his cards once again. And in the meantime, it allows me to score my 3rd clone retirement. So now the score is 4-3 in my favor. I'm starting to threaten match point. He sees that and he starts playing aggressive, running into HQ. He's ready to trash any Neuro Imps in my hand. However, my hand is live with a Fetal AI and a Snare, and he hits the Fetal AI. He scores it for 2 points, but that means he's down to 0 cards. And it's an easy flatline. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time.